Netflix has confirmed Ozark Season 4 will be the last, with some fans wondering why the show has been cancelled. Season 4, Part 1 recently aired with plenty of twists and turns no one saw coming. However, many fans are still in shock from the finale to Series 3, and it seems the fate of Navarro cartel's attorney Helen Pierce, played by Janet McTeer, was confirmed earlier in the show. Was Helen Pierce's fate confirmed in Ozark Season 3? Warning, this article contains spoilers from Ozark Season 3. Season 3 of Ozark concluded with cartel lawyer Helen Pierce shot in the head by hitman Nelson Bonilla. She was killed on the orders of the cartel after she seemed to fail at her task and her family started to discover the truth about her job. Earlier in the series, Helen asked Nelson to tell her when her time was up, hinting she seemed aware her days were numbered. Ozark Season 4 Part 2 release date: when will the finale air? She was also tortured at the start of Season 3 after she was waterboarded by henchmen as she tried to reassure the mafia her family was in the dark about her work. The final scene meant Marty, Jason Bateman, and Wendy Bird, Laura Linney, were now very deep in with Omar Navarro, Felix Solis. Helen was essentially a mediator between the mob boss and the couple but has now been removed as possibly a weak link in his business. The decision to kill off Helen was a plot one and proved to be one of the most unexpected moments in the series. In an exclusive interview with Express. Co.uk, Ozark actor Bonilla spoke about this final scene. He said, "First of all, Janet McTeer is amazing. I mean, it is a sobering moment when you find out you will be working with an Academy Award nominee. Watching her work was like being in a masterclass every day. Such a beautiful person." The easy answer is Nelson was ordered to. I have seen some of the online chatter about her death, but all things being considered, weighing out the options as to who was the most valuable or who brought more to the table, easily it was the Birds. From the beginning we saw a very capable Helen, willing and able to make the tough calls, helping the Navarro cartel navigate the legalities of doing business. With all her gifts and tenacity, Helen was just another attorney. She could never pull off what the Birds did. After delivering on the casino boat, unfreezing the accounts and now on the eve of turning an FBI agent, Helen never stood a chance. Bonilla went on to shed light on filming the final scene, saying, "The day I found out what was going to happen was weeks before we shot the scene. I believe it was when we were shooting the scene from episode 5 when Helen asks Nelson would he let her know if he ever got the call to take her out. There was a lot going on that day. I just flew in from New Orleans that morning where I was shooting a pilot for another show. So, I had little time to get settled in. We had a guest director for this episode by the name of Sherian Dobbs. I remember thinking that I needed to make my introduction so we could determine how we were going to approach the scene. As we were discussing the different ways we would go about it, Janet shows up with this serious look on her face and says, 'I think we need to talk. In private.' She took us inside the birdhouse and begins to tell us what eventually happens to Helen, and more importantly that it was Nelson who pulls the trigger. We all took a collective breath. I remember having to sit down for a second before I got up to give Janet a big hug. It was a very emotional moment for us all." He added, "At least those of us who did not know, and there were a lot us. Even the script supervisor wasn't in on it. So, by the time we got to the day and that specific scene, it was simply about all the technical issues we had to deal with. Rehearsal, angles, speed and of course, splattered brain matter. From Vanilla's words, the final scene was quite an emotional moment for the cast to film. As a character, the hard-nosed attorney was an important figure and her death is going to have repercussions. Ozark is streaming on Netflix now,